Gonzaga Nation SI, I'm your host, Dan Dickow. We're joined by a special guest, Loyola Marymount head coach Stan Johnson in his second year, doing a lot of positive things for the Lions. Coach, thanks for joining.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dan. Appreciate it.
No, without a doubt. You look at year one, you had such a difficult job due to COVID, and you didn't have the benefit of a full season of practice. You didn't have the benefit of playing in front of fans. What's year two been like for you? Because I see a lot of progress, even though it maybe hasn't translated in amount of wins yet, but I feel that's on the horizon. What do you see in year two so far?
Yeah, this is a game of inches. And, obviously for us, we've upped the ante with everything. Our non-conference schedule was the hardest schedule the program's played in 30 years. I didn't think we responded to that well. If you go back, I think we were 7-5, and four of those games really were 1 to 2 possession games with about a minute to go. And maybe we lost by 5, maybe we lost by 6 because we had a foul. But we had, Chattanooga at home and, didn't finish. We had a chance to finish the New Mexico State game at home. Didn't do that. Grand Canyon at home played a fantastic first half and didn't finish. So, a lot of the stuff is obviously number one, the people we've played are really good, and that's by design. And two is putting our kids in situations against really good competition where, your weaknesses get kind of exploited. And I feel like, we had an opportunity early in the non-conference to get some huge wins. And a bucket here, a stop here, one less turnover, and things are completely different. The win against SMU, the winning at Tulsa on the road, we did some good things, but we weren't consistent. And then, we have a 3-day COVID pause. And that was so different from last year, Dan, because last year we had 2 pauses for about 15 days each. And I kept going, you know what, this is what we do. We had 2 pauses. Every time we had a pause, we came back and we won. Well, 3 weeks is a little different.
Yeah.
3 weeks of not playing basketball. And it wasn't just a couple of guys out. We had everybody except for 3 kids that had it. And then, hey, when you come back, you're going to go to San Francisco. Obviously, our game against Gonzaga got postponed. And then you got to go play against San Diego team. And those teams were good. And maybe even if we weren't off a pause, they would have beat us. But I didn't like how we responded to that. We came back and kind of got our feet underneath us and won 2 in a row. And we played Monday, we played Thursday, and then we played St. Mary's, 3 days and 3 games in 6 days, and we didn't respond well. We cut it to 6, and in the second half, we just completely took our foot off the gas, and they took it to us. And so I don't really know how to judge my second year yet, because the one thing I've learned is you can bring your core back, but every team has a different personality, and I'm still trying to figure out the personality of this team.
Well, I think that I've heard similar sentiments from a lot of coaches with the broadcasting I work during the college season. Very similar is, you have a pause, different things happen, outside influences maybe during those times. It's hard to refocus because of that. But you've got a couple players in your program that are experienced. And I think that's got a chance to help you down the stretch in the WCC. Maybe your most experienced player, Eli Scott's been there now for 5 years. He's a unique player in the fact that he can play probably 4 positions and do a lot of positive things for you guys. Where do you think his strengths are best suited to help you challenge Gonzaga and maybe have a chance to win come Thursday night?
Well, the thing about the Zags, man, they have very few holes, right? And the thing about us is when we're good, we're a phenomenal post-up team, especially with Eli. A lot of the things we do, he leads us in scoring, he leads us in rebounding, he leads us in assists, is ran through him. Well, when you have guys like Chet that can really protect the rim and maybe neutralize somebody because of size and length and shot blocking, and you have Timmy, that's the quandary, and that's what we've got to figure out here in the next, however many hours is how do we, where our strength is also where their strength is defensively.
Yeah.
And we've got to find ways to be a little mobile and move guys around and pick our spots, because we can't have a steady diet of post ups against them. So he's got to be more of a creator and playing space a little better. And that's got to be it.
You've had a tremendous coaching experience, being an assistant and now a head coach. You've been in a number of stops. You came from a Big East program in Marquette that has a lot of pride in their basketball program. Last year in year one in the WCC, you didn't get the full effect of playing in some really good gyms, BYU and Gonzaga's McCarthy Athletic Center, to name a couple. How excited are you to finally be in road environments where there's a lot of fanfare and there's excitement similar to the Big East?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, as a competitor, this. You want to play in front of people. You want to play in good environments. You want to go on the road, and that's what makes it fun if you're a competitor. And last year surely lacked those things. Now I don't know how fun it is to always go to Gonzaga or BYU, because those two teams are terrific. I mean, at home, obviously they're terrific anywhere. But I have played there. Obviously, when I was a young assistant at Northridge, we went in there and played them. So I'm very aware of that environment and how difficult their student section makes it, and their crowd, how hard that is. But again, if you're a competitor, that's what you want. The game wasn't designed to be played in closed doors with nobody around. That's not fun. And we've got some of the best venues in the country, and Spokane certainly has one of those.
For somebody who doesn't know a lot about your background as a coach, or the style that you want to implement at LMU, give us a nugget on yourself as a coach. What kind of motivates you, as well as your quick vision for the LMU program?
Well, my vision for our program is to really elevate it into the top of this league. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way. I say that very humbly. I think Coach Few and even before him, Coach Monson, the job that was done there to elevate basketball at Gonzaga, they've not only elevated the basketball there, they've elevated the basketball within the league. And all of us should aspire to want to be better and do more. And for our program, I think we have a great location. I think we have a great university. I think we have a great president, a great athletic director. And I think we have an opportunity to raise our standard in basketball. And that's why I'm here. And to do it at a place that hasn't done it in 30 years. And I do feel like we're on our way. Progress is not always a straight line. Last year we came out of the gates and, we finished in the top three. Terrific. That doesn't guarantee anything. Sometimes you got to take steps, and we're going through the next chapter of what we need to go through to become the program that we ultimately want to be, which is one of the programs that can be at the top consistently. And my style, I want to play a free-flowing NBA type system where it's multi-positional, it's positionless, and we want to win with defense and defensive rebounding. And I think that's a difference between this team last year. Last year, we were one of the elite rebounding teams in the country. And this year, we've been just okay at that. But defensive rebounding needs to be our staple, and it needs to be what we build off. And then offensively, we want freedom, free-flowing, positionless, space you out, 5 out. And we're still not all there yet. One of the things that's been difficult for us is, this will be the first time really I've had one official visit since I've been here. We've had to sign 2 classes through Zoom. So it's kind of hard to build a program when you can't go out and truly truly evaluate and have guys on campus. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think once we can get a couple cycles of that, we'll be where we want to be.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. I definitely agree with you. I think the program's on the right path. I think the entire WCC is on a tremendous path right now. I'm glad you're part of the league, and look forward to seeing you on Thursday. I'll be calling the game for CBS Sports Network. So thanks again for joining.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan.